Food Chains and Webs 2.7. Have you ever heard of the word food chain or food web? If you did, do you know what they are or what they show? If you don't know, it is okay. After watching this video, you will be able to know what a food chain and a food web is and what they show. What is a food chain? A food chain is a diagram that shows what an organism eats, and it also shows the transfer of energy between organisms. An organism is a living thing. Food chain has the following features. The first organism is the producer. They get energy from the sun and produce glucose by photosynthesis. The second organism is the herbivore. They are animals that only eat plants. The third organism is the carnivore, and they are animals that only eat other animals. Arrows. Arrows show the transfer of energy from one organism to the next. An example of a food chain from Africa is shown below. In this example, the acacia tree is the producer, the giraffe is a herbivore, and the lion is the carnivore. A giraffe is also called a prey organism, and this means that it is eaten by other animals. The lion is also called a predator. This means that it eats other animals. Transfer of energy between organisms. Most food chains has 4 or 5 links. If there were more, too little energy would be transferred to the organisms at the top of the chain. As energy is transferred along the food chain, some is transferred to the surroundings by heating and as waste products. This means less energy would be transferred to the organism in the level above. Most animals eat more than one type of organism. For example, lions eat giraffes, cheetahs, leopards, and zebras. Scientists show this in food webs. What is a food web? A food web is a set of linked food chains. Food webs show the feeding relationship of organisms more realistically than food chains. Interesting fact. If one level is removed from the food chain, it can have devastating results. For example, if the producer, which is the plant, gets removed from the food chain, the herbivore, which is the insect, will not be able to get any energy and will die. Then the carnivore, which is the owl, will not get any energy from the herbivore and will eventually die. Now that you watched the video, answer these questions. What is a food chain? What does the food chain show? What is a food web? And what does the food web show? Thank you. I hope you learned more about food chains and food webs.